I'm again on a new journey with Vietnam discovery. And my destination this time also intrigues me immediately. This is the place where tradition and modernity come together. Here you can find a lot of historical sites. Beautiful. Wow. I love this here, you know, you got like a huge sand beach. Wonderful. I love it here. This is beautiful. This place is absolutely stunning. I continue. Leaving Phu Khai fishing village, I continue my journey to the city of Vũng Tàu. Today is a beautiful day, and Vũng Tàu welcomes me with the jubilant atmosphere of a modern coastal city. I knew about Vũng Tàu, but I didn't really have any idea about what it would be like. So when we arrived here, I noticed that the city is built in a good way. The beach area is a beautiful promenade and a very artistic one as well. That shows me that they want to improve the beauty of the city. So that really stands out. But they do also keep their old buildings, and that's what I like as well. So it's that mixture of the past, the older buildings, and the combination of the modern development put together. That's Vũng Tàu. My first destination in the city is the statue of Jesus Christ. Climbing to the statue brings visitors quite interesting feelings. The challenge for tourists, though, is to walk up 1,000 stone steps to reach the summit. Right now I'm climbing to the statue of Christ, one of the key tourist sites here in Vũng Tàu that many tourists like to visit. It took 20 years and a lot of effort to build the statue. Time for a little break. Halfway point, beautiful view across the East Sea. Beautiful climb. After more than 800 steps, I now arrive at the platform of the statue. In 1994, the statue was inaugurated and opened to the public. Now many people come here to enjoy this masterpiece. The statue is 32 meters high. The statue's body can hold hundreds of people. There are about 130 steps up to the neck, shoulders and wrists of the statue, in which 4 or maybe 5 people can stand and enjoy the panoramic view of Vũng Tàu. In 2012, this statue was selected and named as the biggest Jesus Christ statue in the whole of Asia. All the people making it to the top of the statue of Jesus Christ get a feeling of happiness and luck. I'm really blown away by the spectacular view that it gives over the bay and Vũng Tàu. Uniforms from ancient times. Very rare artifacts and arms from around the world. Thrilling historical stories. Sometimes you think these things can only be seen in movies or museums in the world. But now you can see and even touch them right in Vũng Tàu. Robert Taylor's private arms museum is so well known in Vũng Tàu. As a history lover, I cannot ignore this place. But the one thing I'm really excited about is the museum's owner himself, Robert, who will guide me today. And I'm also eager to meet him to hear about his love story for this city.
Actually, as you're from Holland, this will be a little special treat for you. These are Dutch, various uniforms, but here we have one very, very special. Wow. This uniform was actually used in the Battle of Waterloo. This is an artilleryman, and Holland had all the artillery supporting the British during that war. And they came through with these horse-drawn carts, and these guys would sit on, called the Yellow Riders. And this actual uniform was in the Napoleonic War. Wow. And I got that from Holland in the museum. So it's very special. Beautiful. And very rare. And I'm sure you'll enjoy it coming from Holland.
I do.
Okay, I do. Thank you.
These are some very interesting uniforms. Robert just told me that these were from the Royal Dutch Army, and he just told me some really cool, interesting details that I didn't know about before, about these beautiful uniforms. The museum has 3 sections with 2,500 artifacts, including guns, swords, crossbows and military uniforms. Around 1,500 of these items are handguns and rifles made in England, Germany, France, the United States, Italy and the Netherlands, dating back 200 to 300 years ago. But this is like almost art for me.
It is art.
It's beautiful.
I don't advocate war and death.
Right.
It's art.
It is.
Some of these weapons are beautiful.
I love that. The museum has many exquisite weapons on display that were owned by the nobility or famous generals.
This is a very interesting sword. This is the Scottish claymore. Have you ever seen the film Robert the Bruce?
Yes.
Well, this is the type of sword he had, but this is a real one.
Yeah.
The one he had on the film was a show one. This is a real two-handed sword. Very famous. It was used with 2 hands. Yeah, beautiful sword. In the 19th century.
And how did it get into your hands, this sword?
Well, I bought this in an auction in Christie's in London.
Right.
And it came up for auction, and I was bidding for it, and my bank balance knew I'd bought it.
I guess so, yeah.
So now I'd like to show you in this room. Yeah. Please follow me. Here you see an array of pistols that were used in the Napoleonic Wars. However, we have 2 special ones here that belong to the Corps du Roi. Now, Corps du Roi was a bodyguard of Napoleon. And these 2 pistols here actually belong to the Napoleon's bodyguards.
Amazing.
So they will have seen Napoleon. Very special, very rare.
Very rare.
Yeah, and if you look underneath, you can see the crown of Napoleon underneath the stocks.
Oh, yes. Amazing.
1816. Yeah.
Robert used to work as a mechanical engineer. The work allowed him to travel around the world, come in contact with other people who share the same hobby, and he became a member of a network of collectors, museums and auction houses. Nearly all his spare money was spent on purchasing his favorite military weapons and costumes, enriching his collection over time.
This is what I call my gun room. This is my special room. As you can see, some beautiful inlaid weapons here. If you'd like to put the gloves on,
Sure.
I will open one of these boxes and I will show you something very interesting. This is a very rare and beautiful weapon. As you can see, all the engraving in there. See all the animals inside. Okay. All the way down. Put the powder.
Powder in there.
Put the ball in, a bit of wadding, and you ram it. You wind the key up. You've got a flint, and then you fire. Would you like to hold that?
Sure.
Because that's a very big privilege to let you hold that.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
This is the most rarest item in the museum.
Is it? Well, it's an absolute honor to hold this.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. This gun is one of the German guns. It was made in 1620. Most of the gun was made by hand. Thus, it took so many years to complete it. Especially, the gun is a wheel lock type, an invention by Leonardo da Vinci. It was a major development in firearms technology, as this was the first self-igniting firearm.
And we have many interesting items around the rest of the museum, but this is very special to me,
Right.
especially my hat.
I love it. So how do the Vietnamese people also, they come here a lot?
Well, last month we had 6,500 Vietnamese come to the museum, just last month. Yeah. And they find it truly fascinating and exciting. I've never seen so much genuine enthusiasm for the museum, for the people.
From children, men.
Children, this big, and adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love it, absolutely love it. And I have all the university lecturers and professors and students, they come here regular.
Right, like a field trip for them.
Yeah, they take a tour bus and bring in 30, 40 people at a time and teach all their pupils about history. And not just about warfare, but to see the beautiful workmanship that's been made of these, in the past.
Đây là lần đầu tiên tôi được đi tham quan cái bảo tàng này, thì tôi cảm thấy rất là ngỡ ngàng và thấy hơi tiếc bởi vì ở thời kỳ mình đang dạy học mình không được biết, nếu được biết thì sẽ bổ sung vào bài giảng nó phong phú hơn, nhưng dù sao thì cái kiến thức của mình cũng được mở mang hơn.
Đến đây thì em đều tìm hiểu về lịch sử của các loại vũ khí và các quân phục của từng thời đại. So với trong sách thì em thấy ở đây nhìn nó đẹp, hoành tráng hơn rất nhiều. Em thấy thú vị hơn khi mà đi coi thực tế này. Em nghĩ nên các trường học nên tổ chức cho những chuyến du lịch đến bảo tàng như thế này cho học sinh để có thêm nhiều kiến thức bổ trợ cho học sinh hơn ạ.
They don't want them. It's all suppression, isn't it?
The antiques in the museum take me from surprise to surprise. But Robert made me even more surprised when he wants to show me a statue that he and an artist in Vũng Tàu created for the museum. So very interesting, your museum, beautiful. And why is it that you put Chương in front of the museum?
Well, because everyone in Vietnam recognized the statue of Trang Huỳnh Dao, who was a famous general. He chased the Chinese back over the border and became a national hero.
Right.
And that's why he's facing the roadway for all the customers who come in to remind everybody who he is.
Who he is, right.
And he gave them their freedom.
Beautiful. Robert is one of the first foreigners to come and stay in Vũng Tàu, considering it as his second home. Robert told me he could not explain why he loved the land so much, though he always feels the urge to do more for it.
I've got a museum, but I would like to see an art centre where we have art and crafts from the local people.
So now the next push would be to...
Cultural side. Get something there for the visitors to see. So that's been my prime target. But then I've got other things to look at, and I'm trying to convince people to look forward for the next phase of the development in Vũng Tàu.
After visiting the statue and the weapons museum, with a very interesting meeting with Robert, I reward myself with a beautiful beach ride. Yay! Today is a beautiful day in Vũng Tàu. I'm going to join a group of useful volunteers to do some social work on the beach. I do not think that the promenade is that exciting to me, so along with some young people here, I will clean the beach. Why not?
Hai năm trước ở bãi biển Vũng Tàu mình rất là nhiều rác.
Thế à?
Bởi vì những hàng quán ăn uống ở bãi biển mình 6 tháng gần đây, chính quyền của thành phố Vũng Tàu đã ra một quyết định là không cho buôn bán đồ ăn ở dưới biển.
Vâng.
Gây ra thay đổi cái nhận thức, cái suy nghĩ của người dân về cái việc xả rác ở bãi biển. Nên bãi biển thành phố Vũng Tàu sẽ sạch đẹp hơn. Lúc trước chúng ta còn có những cái vỏ con cua, con ghẹ mà mọi người dân ăn xong mà dân bỏ ở đây, là khi mà mình đi vào mình đạp rất là đau, mình có thể gây ra chảy máu. Dạ, nhưng mà bây giờ thì hết rồi, mình cứ yên tâm, mình cứ thoải mái, mình đi bơi, đi chơi, mình đi
Rất vui.
Dạ, rất vui.
It's wonderful to see that the youth, as also all the other people here in Vũng Tàu, really take care of the environment. They told me like, yeah, this is what they want to do. Because they love how Vũng Tàu has developed. They love to see the beauty and the cleanness.
Bây giờ mình đi để mình cho khách du lịch thấy được cái hành động của mình làm, cái việc làm của mình, để cho họ thay đổi cái suy nghĩ, cái nhận thức, cái hành động dẫn đến cái hành động để bảo vệ cái môi trường, bảo vệ cái biển của mình. Yeah.
We did pick up some garbage, but not that much. Compared to other beaches around the world, I think that Vũng Tàu has a really clean beach. This beach is super clean. You can see that the work of these volunteers really pay off.
Bây giờ Vũng Tàu sạch rất là đẹp hơn hồi trước.
Đúng rồi.
Rất là thích, năm nào cũng phải đi Vũng Tàu phải 1 đến 2 lần. Vũng Tàu thì mấy năm trước thì đi Vũng Tàu thấy Vũng Tàu rất là bừa bộn, rất là vệ sinh ở đây nó không có được tốt. Năm nay đi lại thấy vệ sinh rất là sạch sẽ.
Mong muốn mỗi người ý thức xả rác phải có chỗ, có nơi cho nó giữ gìn cái vệ sinh môi trường cho nó sạch sẽ, bãi tắm đẹp.
Rồi, cảm ơn.
If you look at sometimes the huge amounts of garbage, it seems almost near impossible to clean everything up, but I disagree. All great things start by doing a little thing first. So if you never start it, you will never become successful, or if you never start cleaning, it will never become clean.
Rồi mọi người cầm này ok nhá. Put this. Yes. Hay quá.
All right. Good job. Yay. Good job. Yes. Good job. Good job. Thank you. You too. Guys, tốt lắm. Good job. I really think you do an amazing job.
See you.
Bye. When the city lights up, people return home after a day's work. But there's a special class that I'm introduced to by the young volunteer group.
Cái lớp này bắt đầu từ năm 1978. Lớp này hồi xưa là lớp bình dân giáo dục, rồi tiếp tục qua tới phổ cập giáo dục và cho tới bây giờ là lớp tình thương. Năm nay thì cô 75 tuổi. Năm 1999 thì là cô về hưu. Trong lúc đi dạy thì buổi sáng thì đi dạy ở trong trường, buổi tối về dạy cái lớp này. Và cho tới bây giờ nghỉ hưu rồi vẫn tiếp tục dạy các em để giúp đỡ các em nghèo không có điều kiện đến trường ban ngày.
Something that I want to share is that one class going on here in Vũng Tàu that touched my heart. What she does is truly what people with a great heart do. She dedicated her free time to teach these people, and now when she has already past the retirement age, she keeps on going and inspiring the new generation to study, to invest in themselves, to not stay trapped and think I'm a victim. She gives these children little push that children need, little guidance so that they can make something out of their life.
Con đến đây học không có đủ điều kiện để học thêm. Rất thích học lớp cô Hòa giảng bài rất dễ hiểu, và những bài không biết thì các anh chị lớp lớn hơn con chỉ giùm con.
Tại vì nhà con không có tiền đi học nên cũng phải qua mỗi buổi tối là phải qua bên Miễu học với cô Hòa. Học cô Hòa rất vui. Nhưng cô Hòa cũng dạy mấy bài toán cũng dễ hiểu.
Năm lớp 9 thì bị tai nạn. Em biết lớp cô Hòa dạy miễn phí nên em tới học lại.
The class has about 20 children of all ages. Their most common interest is the desire to learn. The class is held on the premises of an old temple. It's open every Monday, Wednesday and Friday for the poor children. I'm the first foreign teacher to come to the class. I see the excitement on their faces when they're learning, and I really want to contribute a small part to help the children here. Okay? All right. You're probably wondering what I'm doing. I won't tell you. I will tell you a little bit. It's a small surprise that we're doing. It's something that I really love here. Miss Hua and the children have long wished for better conditions for the class. Knowing their desire, the young volunteer group has secretly set up a plan to help the class. And what the youth did there is like, let's go and clean up the place. Let's paint all the benches and all the chairs and all the tables and create a beautiful event to surprise all the children and the church. The Vũng Tàu Lighthouse Volunteer Group was established in 2011. The group focuses on helping children and the elderly and on protecting the environment. They've planned it, they've practiced it, and the whole show was quite professional, I must say. People had different roles, everything ran very, very well. So the youth here, they like to give back to the community and also to influence the people. Finally, after all the efforts, everything is ready to welcome Teacher Hua and the children.
Các bạn đang ngồi trên những chiếc bàn ghế đó. Bình thường chúng ta ngồi nó cũ đúng không? Bây giờ nó mới, không những nó mới mà nó còn chắc hơn nữa. Tất cả các anh chị ở trong câu lạc bộ tình nguyện mong muốn là mang lại cho các em có một cái lớp học đẹp hơn, đầy đủ tiện nghi hơn và tốt hơn để các em của chúng ta đó cố gắng học thật là giỏi, không phụ lòng cô. Và ngày hôm nay tất nhiên là nhân vật chính của chúng ta đó là cô giáo vẫn xuất hiện ở đây. Tại sao chúng ta không dành một tràng tay thật lớn để chào đón cô bước lên sân khấu? Vỗ tay to lên các bạn. Đây, dạ con mời cô lên đây.
Hôm nay cô rất là xúc động với các anh các chị ở trong nhóm đoàn thanh niên tình nguyện ở trên Hải Đăng xuống đây. Không khí lớp mình hôm nay nó sôi động hẳn lên và cô rất xúc động về những cái món quà các em đã dành cho cô, cũng như các đoàn thể đã dành cho cô, và cô mong rằng sẽ có nhiều đoàn thể hơn nữa chú ý đến lớp mình để cho lớp mình ngày một đầy đủ hơn và khang trang hơn để các em học hành được tốt. Một lần nữa cô xin thành thật cảm ơn tất cả các em và các người ở đây.
There's also an historical site visitors can't miss whenever coming to Vũng Tàu. That is the lighthouse of Vũng Tàu. Standing on the lighthouse, one can take in the panoramic views of the city. I suddenly realized that the people I've met have contributed to the change of the city by little acts. What they've been doing is like this lighthouse. Silently, endurably, radiantly, it sheds its guiding light. I'm watching a beautiful sunset from Vũng Tàu Lighthouse. The last sunny rays are touching the city, and the city sparkles in the dark, waiting for another brilliant dawn.
Why do I love Vũng Tàu? Primarily because of the people, which is true of Vietnam. It's got a real community feeling.
It's a relaxed lifestyle here, and it's a good place to live. Not expensive, and plenty of cold beer.
Exactly.
And it's nice, yeah, it's good. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Good food here, just relaxed, and I like it. Yeah, and that's about the main reason for it.
I love that we're so close to the beaches, and I love the people here, and I love the climate. I've made a lot of friends here, and I feel very comfortable, I feel very safe, and I have a really, really lovely time.
I'm happily surprised by Vũng Tàu in that way. That definitely is a place I'll come back.